All right, let's go on to what we have for you this morning in here in our so-called beginner of our breakfast show. And let's start off with the today's sharing in here. Now, of course, the guide to the Pentagon Guider. What is a Pentagon Guider? Some of you who may be the first time in here, but if it's not, it's no stranger to you. Pentagon Guider, basically, it's a mechanism that we have reading from the volume spread analysis that telltale a sign that the market is ready to move higher. Usually, when the market is moving higher, we have the backing of the KLSE, which turned green Pentagon. You can check it out on the KLSE and the Smart Robie in here, and that what seems to be moving in the market. Now, of course, very important, the Pentagon Guider is the beginning, what we call the stage 2 shares. It doesn't work all the time. Let me put it in here. But this is after smart money has done its bit of accumulation. As you've seen some of the stocks that we have in here, Press Metal, Petron, Eno, and also another stocks that we have done is Hyptech, which is not in here, which is the new trade that I've done. Also looking at it as our last Friday update on IOI PG, which is the property, and also RGT, which is we are targeting for a higher TP in here. Now, why are we so confident about the high probability trade of Pentagon Guider? It is because of the continuing back testing that I do, and most important is to clear some of the doubts. Now, if you have not done more than 50 or 100 trades using Smart Robie, Pentagon Guider, or VSA 360, definitely there's a lot of doubt here. Most people can only take 3 trades, which means if those 3 trades of Pentagon Guider don't work, they say, hey, this is not for me in here. Just like any other system in here, you really need to go through, have some sort of a familiarization, and we do hope that you give it a bit of try and have a little bit of a patience. But there are some fixed pattern which we will actually teach in our so-called last Friday. We did have our last Friday, the VSA 360 Zoom session that we have, and also this coming Wednesday and Thursday for our deep discount investing course, which is what I'm trying to do some promotion here as some of the members are signing up for this coming Wednesday and Thursday night for our start at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Of course, we also showcase with you with our Pentagon Guider trading portfolio, our current money position in here, and anyone with a little bit of training, all right, limited knowledge, can definitely do it. As we have seen before, Pentagon Guider is almost considered as a foolproof as long as you follow those rules, which we'll share with you down the road in here. And how can you learn more? Continue to follow us and continue to come to some of our courses, paid or unpaid, that will keep you into mind. And of course, the Pentagon Guider, it is actually a smart money tracking system. So as I said before, what we want to do on the left hand side of the chart is to see some of this accumulation that you see in sign of strength. We see sign of strength, line change, and spring test. These are important as part and parcel of how we wanted to get the market to be moving in here. All right, and that's one of the inventor, right, father of volume spread analysis, and Tom Willis saying it, and it is to us been backtesting over the last 5 to 6 years, even longer, right? And we would say this is a proven way to trade in the KLSE and in the US market. Now, of course, the latest update that we have for our Pentagon Guider trading portfolio, we do hope that many of you will turn into that. As I said before, Pentagon Guider, it's one of the trading rules that we give out to all our plugin members. So you can see right now, we have taken 2 profits previously. I think you shared with you before, but a new trade because green Pentagon KLSE just turned last Friday, and we gone into a new trade called Symphony Live, and we are already in the money. And let's check out this morning in here. We got in around 53 cents at the opening. Now, y'all remember, always at the opening is the price that we got in, and right now it's 54. That's right, we got in at 53, right? Remember, green Pentagon on the opening prices. Try to always get in the opening prices in here, and let's see how well and Symphony, all things being equal, we always pick those stocks because we are generally more aggressive. Our approach, so we tend to pick those penny stocks above what price do you all know, right? 47 cents and to about 1 ringgit 10 cents, right? So So there are some of the stocks that we talk about in here earlier in the previous slide, like Press Metal and Petron M is above $6, so we didn't trade those due to the budget of the trade that we have. So far, you could see LSoft. Let's take a look at LSoft, where we were, which we're still having this, as I said before. You can check on this one. This is a tech stocks that we have taken the trade. And of course, you can also follow us on the next slide by subscribing to the investing note. So you can see LSoft had turned green. Pentagon, it went up here, still congesting, and today is down 1.66% in here, and we were hoping that it could break up because we got in here on the 18th of March, and we all know, since then a lot of technology stocks has failed to rally due to the US sector, which is increasing, going through selling pressure as the US interest rate continue to move higher in here, and also the worry about the inverted yield curve that we've seen so far. Having said that, let's take a look at LB Aluminium in here. Now also take note, we do not normally buy, and it did, yes, LB Aluminium has turned green. Pentagon last Friday. This morning there was a bit of profit taking, hit high of 55 cents in here, but then seems to be good, and we're going to likely to retest back the 62 cents, and we got in here around here somewhere here. You can see here, and let's drag this to here. That will be a 19, maybe, hopefully if we just short of here, will be a 20% here, around the 69 cents. Let's see how we do. If we could take that another 20%, which is our target profit for our Pentagon Guider trading portfolio, which we already made well known to many of our members out there in here. Do share this trade in your timeline portfolio if you like to in here, and if you have any stocks that you want me to take a look. Generally, it's very simple. For our beginning, since this is a beginning level section in here, always buy after the Pentagon Guider, right? Don't fall into a trap to buy Pentagon Guider much higher unless you are more skilled and you are well trained to read a chart, like maybe using the VSA 360 intraday trades like we did for IOI PG, which we did last Friday, and also RGT Berhad in here. All right, so these are the updates that we have so far, and the last two trades you could see we made Gamuda 1400 and Evergreen 1540, which is give us a gross almost a $3,000 profit. Isn't it that great, right? A $3,000 profit with this kind of market. Hasn't even run yet. Now we have seen the KLCI, which we're going to go into it and show you a couple of things in here, and so far we are in the good spot, 6.8% return. So it's important, those of you who are trading, continue to monitor your monthly return of your portfolio, because we are trading in here, not so much of investing in here. Investing, will keep it for our Wednesday and Thursday night. That's the one that we want to turn crisis into opportunity. So this is a 6.8% return compared to a KLCI of 2.11. Now take note, the KLCI continue to go higher. We will see also our Pentagon Guider return moving a bit higher too. Now take note, in our breakfast show for our Monday session in here, we are doing more short-term trading, which means we'll generally hold it a bit longer. For our Friday session, which is advanced or intermediate, we do day trading, right? So we do the day trading trades. If it doesn't pan out or there is no follow through, generally we will exit some of those trades. So keep in mind the strategy that we are doing in here. Today is the ST, short-term trading. All right, take note of that one here. This is the episode 171 in here, the return. So you can see we continue to beat the KLCI benchmark so far in here. Then check out the investing note if you want to follow us on all the trades that we have done. Now let's take a look at the KLCI index in here. Of course, you can also switch to the wider chart here, and you can see looking at the trades that we have. Going back to main menu, pay notice to the Robie FA collection, because that's the one trade that we did this morning. You can see here, right? Petron M came out, Ino came out, and KLK came out, and Haptic also came out too. So we actually did the Haptic trade because this is the intraday trade for the Robie FA, which is let me take a look at Haptic. Click on that one and go over to stock fundamental. I did the trade. Actually, I didn't even know what they do. They are industrial product, which is about 700. It pays a 2% dividend, has a ROE of 18% with a PE of 3 times. That gives you a pretty nice I wonder why the PE is kind of low with the 4 rating in here. We have to be very careful this one, but chart wise is pretty good, and if it does go up to 71 at the target price, 71 cent, that would be a 56% profit target in here. But having said that, let's take a look at the KLCI in here, switching to a wider chart here, and you can see right now, let me just, here you can see there is a spring. This is a really classic S sign of strength. Okay, sign of strength in here right now. No doubt we have a red Pentagon. It is still doing what we call a nice railway track, right? There was almost a crossing of the railway track back to the downside, but it is still heading up. So I do think that this old high here, which is around 1620, is likely to be taken out. All right, so let's take a look at the market this morning. We can check out the Haptic trade here, going to the main menu, and the KLCI, you can see just on top of me here, the KLCI is moving up. What is it up this morning in here? It's up 2 points, okay, 1610. So 1620 is likely to be tested. Now take note, over the weekend I was having a chat with one of some of the people who tend to be very particularly inclined, and a little bit told me it's likely we will get our GE15. All right, so take note, GE15, okay, it's going to be somewhere in August, September, okay, estimate lah. So that's why we're seeing a lot of these stocks starting to move up in here. Of course, by the time you get to July and so forth, you will see this market is going to be getting a bit more hotter. So take note, it's already telltale sign already. Green Pentagon already informed you much earlier in here, and this is a very, very nice chart setup. All right, let's go on to the next slide that we have here. Now, press metal, as I said before, this is pretty good. It broke through the ATR stop loss in here, and that is also, this was because we have the March 24th, right? The February 24th was the Ukraine war. Okay, Ukraine war done up, and a lot of commodity prices just goes up, and since back it's pulled back, you can see we have a nice here, what we call a U-shaped recovery, right? A U-shaped recovery always looks like this, and you have this right now, a nice green Pentagon in here. All right, so green Pentagon is thank you for your kind thumbs up in here. Let's take a look at where the market this morning. Press metal, you can see here, press metal hitting that, just switching to a wider chart here, going to the live stock prices, and that gives you 1.7% up. Okay, now remember, always Pentagon comes out opening price, so you need to get up a bit early, right? It's 8:45. Put in your order like what we did for our Symphony Live. Right, so we got in at 53 cents in here, and right now it's 54. We're already in the money already, right? So as I said before, with this market getting hotter, right, for those of you who haven't subscribed to our VSA plugin, it's about time you want to subscribe. Also take advantage of our Wednesday and Friday deep value investing course added for you with no extra cost, where you can learn how to go into deeper stocks. So those really one of those freebie that we're giving out in here. Lots of freebie, lots of advantages in here, and you want to take advantage of this here. So that's what we've seen so far. PG and here turning green Pentagon. So the next stocks that we are looking at is Eno. All right, and how do we know Eno? Going back to the green Pentagon, going back to the Robie chart, you can see on the left hand side Robie FA collection. Now these are some of the very good what we call good ratings. Petron came out only today. You can see Petron is up 3.63%. So as soon as it comes out, that's the one you want to be watching. How is it different from the ST or previously we call it premium alert. These are all with good ratings. So you can see here, very, very classic. We got lots of strength here, a nice spring. Okay, the market tended a bit down, but green Pentagon. All right, then you have a 1 bar pullback, very, very classic. And this market, okay, started to, let's take a look at this morning in here. Yes, is up 2.72%. So just imagine if you got into earlier on, you'll be somewhere around here and you are already at least maybe 3-4% in the money, while others are shaking, drinking their coffee. You are likely to be thinking to take profit. If you're thinking shorter, this will be the old high that you're looking in here. But other than that, green Pentagon, of course, some of you are also hoping that this big move is the plus 57%. If you want to do that, that's fine, right? Learn to read the chart, all right? Very important in here. And whether this is likely to test back here, you also need to look at whether we're going to get plantation as a hot sector. So go over to the hot sector. And do we see plantation in there? Nope, it's not in there. And you can always go to the view Bursa, right? Hit that URL link in here and you can see plantation. Yes, plantation is just right above on one of those green panel that you see here, right? Yep. Now, of course, you can also move this chart horizontally, then you can get the chart in a better. So this seems to be a very good move in here. Nice setup in here. Robie FA gives those people an opportunity here. This is also a 2 bar, what we call a shakeout, sell off, no follow through. The market immediately turned and shake out a lot of people in here. You could see this is a nice double bottom. Of course, if you bring in the what we call for our market stages, okay, and let's take a look at that one. What stock we were talking about? I'm going to show you more of this chart formation, right? Then you're able to get in at the right price in here. You can see, right, you have this nice sell off and then the market started to turn green, right? Then this is what we talk about. Always try to go in when you see the market stages hovering above the zero. Okay, let me just switch to a wider chart here, then you can see it better. Okay, yep, that's the one. Okay, so you can see here once it turned green Pentagon, and that seemed to be good. And guess what? Just turned green Pentagon this morning in here, up 190 in here. Right now, this is quite a nice chart if you like some of the stocks. Okay, check out too, right? And what kind of dividend they paid. So go to 6262, click on that one just on top of me here, and look at the stock fundamentals. And you could see, wow, look at that, dividend 12% in here. All right, dividend at 12%, ROE of 26, and that's why it's giving you a 5 out of 8 rating. Maybe they did pay a special one-off dividend in there. Check it out in here. Of course, you can also go to the 4-year in here. Check out some of this stuff in here. You could see the income statements getting better. Looking at the quarterly in here, right, there are, wow, look at that, profit margin 41%. So there's a lot of fundamental information that you could use off in here. Make sure you check out the Smart Robie apps in here to find out more goodie information that we have so far here. All right, so that's for And next stock is Petron M, which already jalan-jalan already, remember? So check out the Robie FA chart here. You can see Robie FA chart. We started to move up in here. Petron M, yep, and KLK, okay, KLK here. So you can see we got lots of sign of strength in here. We got lots of tests, right? And you see this is a low volume, right? Very, very classic. The market shoot up again, February 24th. We all know, right? Ukraine war, all the petrol prices going down, and right now, we've seen that there may be a prolong of the Ukraine war as we are talking about the Donbass area, right? You all know about this over the weekend in here. Definitely turn green Pentagon. Get in early. You don't want to get in around $5 in here. All right, keep that in mind. Nice in here. And let's take a look at Petron in here. 3042, switching to a wider chart. Hit on 3042. And you can look at the fundamentals. Since this is a FA rating stocks in here, we are looking at no dividend, ROE of 12 times with a PE of 5. Okay, so well, $6.60 at the PE of 7.5 times. That's right. So if the PE were to correct itself, then you're going to have a bit of EP expansion. We are talking about likelihood. Of course, you can also check out the VSA 360 for any of the analysts target price over in there. All right. So this again, green Pentagon and Symphony Life. Okay, Symphony Life is the trade that we did for our Pentagon guider. All right, you can see here that was the green Pentagon, and we like it because it took out the two upthrusts. You can see one upthrust here, another upthrust. The market broke through it. That is a very significant re-break into the upper resistance, breaking up in here, and you got a little bit of volume in here. You could see no volume, and then suddenly volume came in. That is always been great. And guess what? Also, you have the railway track, which is heading up, and that seemed to be good. Let's take a look at where is Symphony Life this right now, and check out Symphony Life, SYMLIFE. Okay, it's 54 cents. Who knows, if we can go higher and then hit our target like what we did for Gamunda and Evergreen, right? Gamunda Evergreen, which is our 20% in here, gives us a 3,000 ringgit profit in here. Let's see if this will give us another $1,000 profit in here, which in my opinion enough to pay for the subscription to the plugin, isn't it, right? See money, take money, we always say it before, right? So that is Symphony Life in here. And of course, Symphony Life is our Pentagon guider in here. We do have a trade this morning in here, and for those of you who wish to share our trade VSA joy, don't forget to fill up the feedback form, which I'm going to be talking shortly after this. Okay, so the short lesson again for beginners: wait for the Pentagon guider to appear. Always do the beginner criteria. Enter on the next day on the opening prices, like what we did for Symphony Life. Okay, for what is for Symphony Life, we did go in also for a trade like this, Hyaptek. We were late, unfortunately. Hyaptek Ventures. All right, we got in at 46 cents. We actually went in at 46 cents here, right? 46 cents. The market now has turned upthrust. Okay, and let's see eventually how the market is. 44.45 in the half cents in here. We took this trade because you have a double bottom, right? You can see here double bottom, very nice trend. You can see this low couldn't go lower in here. Turn green Pentagon in here. So this is again a short-term trade for Hyaptek. Let's see how the market will pan out this later during the day in here. And if the trade doesn't work out, then maybe we'll just exit after a few days and see how the market is. Any coal mine stock to buy? That's from Johnny. I'm not sure whether there's any coal mine stock in the KLSE. You might want to turn your attention to the US side inside here. Okay, the US side. All right. So that is Hyaptek. So remember, enter when there are signs of accumulation. Follow the smart money. Follow the green Pentagon here. Okay, the good news, as I said before, last week we have a few of our regular members in here. I believe we have this Miss Lo Suk Ting. We have another Michelle Tong Yen Ho. They got some of our Trade VSA Joy, and early on we have a Michelle in here. So if you want the share of the Trade VSA Joy, and like it or not many people wanted the joy. As I said before, we have very few members in here, although we have a fair bit of members out there. I suppose they are making good decent money from their Pentagon guider, so the little bit of trade share VSA joy in here, maybe are what we call for coffee, Starbucks money, and which is good enough. But let's see if you're going to get for the IOI PG, and also last week trade that we have for RGT Berhad, all right, which we're going to be sharing right now. Let's take a look at the trade that we have, IOI PG. So this is the part that we usually have to wait. IOI PG in here. 106 is our profit target, still holding it there. RGT hasn't really made its move, so we have to be a bit patient here. You can see it actually closes back to 50.5 cents in here. All right, did test back the old high here, but since then facing resistance here, and we have to see what's the likelihood of this evening, the RGG. If not, we probably have to cut on that one here. All right, and that's what it is. So the IOI, as I said before, this is the trade we are looking at. You can see on the daily chart, seems to be testing out 101. It has a spring here just on top of me here, and you got resistance here at 106. That's the area we're going out. On RGT, you can see the market is making nice move up here. So far we have seen right until this moment, about 10:43, the market seems to be closing a bit, but we have to wait for the end of day. Okay, the end of day for here. We like it because we have increasing volume in here. It is a pullback trade. It is advanced trade in here, so you could see we are buying way after the Pentagon guided. Now remember, that is advanced trade. Beginners, Pentagon guided, you buy the next day. All right. So Pentagon guided criteria, you have the TPSL. Usually use the R1, R2, the Smart Robie trading plan here. And you want to have that moving average. The shorter terms are higher than the medium term. That's where you saw that kind of railway track. Up bar, close higher and moving higher and increasing volume. All right, so the whole point is that when you do enough back testing, as I said before, switching to that about 200 trades, 1000, then you see some sort of a pattern out there, right? And usually 200 trades, we are talking about at least a year or two. So if you're not, then it's just good to back test at least 20 trades to convince yourself that this is going. Of course, when the market right now is turning bullish, a lot of the green Pentagon will definitely work. It's very important is when things don't work out, what do we do to sort of solidify our situation in here? Okay, and the trade that we did, Haptic so far, remember, Haptic is the trade that we did today. And let me just bring up Haptic again. Haptic has turned into, remember, we always use the end of day chart, okay, the end of day chart inside here. So right now you can switch to hourly chart here. We did hit high to 46, then we have a bit of a sell-off in here right to 45. Right, let's see whether some buying will come in later, perhaps after lunch or maybe just after the show in here. Haptic is industrial product, so let's see whether it tied to industrial product or not, and we can go on to the hot sectors. All right, we got, yes, it's industrial, just on top of me here, switching to a wider chart, is number 3. Okay, industrial products is in there, and of course Smart Robie, I think I've just shown you in here. So remember, Haptic, we got our trade done at 46, just above here. Eno, I cancelled it because I want to have a bit more aggressive on those moves, so I went for a lower price, okay, a lower price around the 47 cents, very close to it in here. And IOI, we are still pending at 106. Okay, so now this is the feedback. All right, so give us a feedback and we will share the trade VSA joy if we do win, of course. If there's no win, don't worry. We wouldn't ask you to return the trade VSA joy that we are giving out in here. Hopefully we have something to share with you by this week. If not, maybe let's see on Friday when we come back and do it. But don't forget, our coming Wednesday and Thursday night for our plug-in members and for our masterclass members, this is totally free. And for those of you who have not joined us, this is something you want to consider. Just like Dominic in here, it's difficult to believe that the Malaysian stock market could be so easy. I was a skeptic first, but a simple yet methodological rule-based method make it possible with Trade VSA. Plugin has opened his eyes and making average investor able to compete with the big boys. And that's always been our delivery in here, to help you, have some sort of edge, to able to give some sort of return, like what we see in our Pentagon guided trading portfolio, which is up close to about 7% so far in here. And hopefully we are able to hit the double digit like we've seen through our back testing before, giving it an average about 20 to 30% return over the last 5 years here. All right, now, so stock trading tips: wait for the green Pentagon, wait for the volume, as I said before, retest, trade with the trend, which is the green Pentagon in here. Don't be greedy if the market doesn't run. If you can't get your 10%, sometimes 8%, it's also good enough. All right, trade with a stop loss like over here. Control your emotion. So we are coming to the summary of it. So the guide to a Pentagon guide, as I said before, it is a way to determine the reaccumulation by the smart money in here. So we want to see some of those signs in here. Unlike some of our charts, we actually look into the spread of the bar and the volume of the bar they determine. We've seen press metal, Petron and Eno, some of those examples in here. The last Friday trade, the IOI RGT has not yield any result yet, still early, just last Friday here. And of course, to clear those doubts, it's important that you do a lot of trade in here, and following those fixed pattern that we talk about, enter the next day, enter the next opening of the prices in here, and generally putting your stop loss at your ATR stop loss, following the plan in here. Can anybody do it? Very simple, right? Just like what was mentioned by the one of the testimonial in here. Very simple. An average investor can follow rules in here, and more importantly, control your emotion in here. How to learn more? Continue to follow our team, and also sign up and join our classes and our plugin in here, especially this coming Thursday, Friday for deep value. Now remember, we has discontinued for our Wednesday session. We only have our session on Monday and Friday in here. Okay, now we are come to looking at some stocks in here. Yes, all right, we got here a couple of stocks. Let's take a look at Surya first. Yep, that's right. Let's take a look at Surya. Surya Capital, switching to a daily chart here. Surya Capital has been, really, you got spring. It's not ready to go up higher yet. You can see the market turning on the red side. It has been moving for more than a month. I would certainly, close the trade and just move on to something else. Right, that's what I would do in here. No doubt it may go higher. Surya Capital, I believe it's property stocks. Right, you could see for a while it turned back up and then sell back a bit off here. I would do that. If it doesn't move, again, it all got to go back to the trading process. If it doesn't move, just move on. We got FFB, Farm Fresh. I don't think we have enough charts for this one here. I can't comment for this because we don't have enough evidence of smart money looking into it. Okay, we got the hello. Okay, we got some more here. You're looking for entry for Surya. I don't like it. I maybe want it to break higher before I do anything. We'll look at the Bolstead. Okay, Bolstead Holding. Yeah, Bolstead Holding. It would be a pullback trade, as I said before in here. Right, you got a pullback trade, and right now, if you were to go in, this is an advanced trade, right? Let the thing run. Okay, it has to continue rallying. Now take note, the last round you have about 27%. Now it's about 20%, which is almost there lah. So usually when it come up to this much, I would a bit worried about going in. Okay, if I do go in today, I'll make sure the next 2 days must jalan. If it doesn't jalan, then I probably want to move on to something else, right? Because from here onwards, if the market doesn't tank, and also take note, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of these bars already purged through above the red, what we call the red line of the market stages. So which means profit taking is likely to come in very, very soon. All right, try to go in, somewhere just below the green area. That will be better. You can see here just below the green area here, and when they started to take off, that looks pretty good, right? And that's what you want to do. Okay, keep that in mind, right? Okay, Panasonic, we got the Panasonic. Now always ask the question, when you got hold of your stock pick, where did it first come out? Very important. As I said before to our member last Friday, most of the trade that we do here comes from the VSA screener or comes from the Smart Robie screener in here. If it's not in there, be very, very skeptical. For this case, you can see you could have got in here. Then this market seems to have no volume here. Seems to be range bound. I don't like this kind of stocks. You got NS. No doubt. All right, so if the market were to move up a bit more here to 66-65 cents, I would actually take my profit and move somewhere else. This is not one of those stocks that is likely to move up. So again, going back to where did this idea appear to it in here. Okay, we got Richard Isaac, Echo Mate. Yeah, why not Echo Mate? Depending where you got in first. So again, on green Pentagon here, all right, you got up to about, you're already 16% in here. I think can continue to run your profit, but take note, you have old resistance. So the 50 cent is going to be your resistance right now. So the market's going to be moving sideways. So learn to read the chart properly in here, as I said before, right? Learn to look at the sign of strength, sign of weakness in here, and take note, you already have this crossing of the red line in here. So I do think this one is likely to pull back a bit more here. All right, try to get in to a market where you have the edge time and time again. Okay, we got Kosan here. Okay, Kosan red Pentagon already, so take note, green Pentagon was here. It may pull back. You still got a lot bit of support over here. Having said that, let's take a look at the others, like Hatta too. Okay, Hatta also turned red Pentagon already. So it does looks like, you know, this market is not ready to move up in here. So take note, right? I know most people when they buy rubber glove is more for longer term. So the question is, if it's longer term, then, you know, try to buy lower. Okay, try to buy a bit lower in here. This market's not going to run up that much. Every upside that you have around the 50 cents, you're going to see a lot of profit taking here. Okay, looking to exit. Yeah, I think looking to exit is good for Bolstead. Yeah, you have a nice run there. Keep it up in here. Okay, so that's all we have, and I hope to see you guys. And don't forget to smash our YouTube channel and subscribe. And also, right, don't forget to sign up for our Telegram chat room in here, and also plug-in members do come back for our Wednesday Night Talk Deep Value discount investing. And those of you who have not signed up, do take note of that, the free course that we're giving out for the new sign up in here. And let's see the trade that we did take going forward for the next few days. If we do make some money, the sharing of the trade VSA Joy with Deputies. For those of you who have feedback in our form that we have earlier on, check it out in here. If not, you can watch this video again and get the link. Thank you for coming in here. And let's see, we have last two comments. Okay, we got MYEG. Now remember, MYG we already chabot already. Okay, MYEG already chabot already, because for our short-term trading, we got in at 103, we got out at 106. We did share the Trade VSA Joy with you over here. So right now, MYEG longer term, I think it's pretty alright, because you have the election coming in here at one point in time. If the trade were to go up, you can always get back in here. Stick to the right strategy, whether you're trading shorter terms or you're trading, you know, intraday trade. Keep that in mind, especially for those of you VSA 360. All your trades should come from the screener itself. I emphasize it time and time again. All right, with that, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on a Wednesday night. That's right, Wednesday night would be our deep value discount in here. And for those of you who have not with us, do sign up. It's a great offer we are giving to you now. Bye bye.